Savelle, your cheerleader of dreams. Hey, as you invest in yourself today, I pray that you are captivated and you're catapulted to live your dreams. And hey, if you've never subscribed to the podcast, just push the little red button right there to get consistent teaching tools and tips to help you live your dreams. Today, I want to talk to you about how to improve your life in 24 hours. Now, this subject is on the issue of complaining. But first, listen to these true stories of people who complain. This is a true story. A man who robbed a Wendy's restaurant in Atlanta was so put off by his skimpy haul that they gave him that he called the restaurant twice to voice his disapproval. And then he was arrested. Complaining will get you nowhere, right? Listen to this one. The police say Arthur Bundrage approached a Syracuse, New York bank teller and demanded $20,000. When he got home, he discovered that the bank teller shortchanged him. Outraged, he stormed back to the bank to tell them what he thought about their service. That's when he was arrested. So, my point is, complaining is never good, right? Well, did you know people can identify exactly how successful or unsuccessful you are the moment you open your mouth? Now, I don't like that either, but here's the thing. When we open our mouths and out comes nothing but complaints, the truth is, the only thing complaining does is convince other people that you're not in control. See, complaining is a subconscious way of expressing that you are powerless to change your circumstances. So think about it. When you complain about your debt, you are voicing hopelessness to be financially free. When you complain about your body, you are decreeing impossibilities to ever be in shape. Or when you complain about your job, then you're expressing, hopelessness that it could ever improve. In fact, Joyce Meyer says, don't complain about something you don't have a vision to change. Well, if you're not going to make changes in your finances or to your body or your place of employment, then don't complain about it, right? Well, the fact is, you chose it, you spent it, you ate it, you settled there, so don't complain about it. Now, seriously, I don't mean to sound so harsh, but this is how I had to get this message. Don't complain about something, Terri, that you don't have a vision to change. Well, I want you to get results in your life, and nothing will stop your progress more than complaining. In fact, there was a proverb that said, instead of complaining that the rose bush is full of thorns, be happy that the thorn bush has roses. Well, it's shocking to recognize how many things we complain about just in a given day. When you really think about it, the traffic, the weather, how you slept, how hungry you are, your hair, the red light took too long, where you had to park, how crowded the restaurant is, the food is cold, now your head hurts, your list of things to do, how tired you are. I mean, even me telling you this is draining, isn't it? Well, the list is endless, and we do it without noticing that we're doing it. But here's the result. When you complain about your life, what you'll get is a lot more to complain about. Now, why is this? Because you get what you focus on. You attract that in your life. It's no different than focusing on red cars. Pretty soon, you are going to see red cars all over the road. Now, why is that? Because you're focused on them. You're magnifying red cars. And it crowds out your ability to even see any other color of car. Well, complaining does the same thing. When you're focused on all the negatives in your life, it crowds out the potential for you to see anything positive happening. See, complaining is draining. It's also very contagious. It spreads. And the thing is, it brings others down around you. So the bottom line is, when you complain, you remain. In fact, Jim Rohn, the great Jim Rohn, he made this statement. He said, indulge in complaining slightly and you might as well forget about the future. He said, spend 5 minutes complaining and you will enter a financial desert. Then he dramatically says, choke on the dust of your own regret. Well, when you think about the story of the Israelites, they're headed to the promised land, the land of abundance, the land of more than enough. And they delayed their trip for 40 years. I've been told that it was supposed to take like 2 weeks. Why did they delay something 4 decades? Because they obsessively complained. They complained about the water, the weather, the food, the leadership, the distance, the climate, the desert, the people. And here's the shocking news. The destination, like I said, that should have taken around 11 days took them 4 decades because they complained. They just kept circling the same mountains year after year. Well, what circumstances are you circling year after year, making very little progress due to the enormous amount of complaints? Is it the mountain of weight loss? Maybe you just keep going around it year after year. Rather than focusing on a little progress, you magnify the lack of results. Remember this phrase, complain and you'll remain. What about the mountain of marital problems? Rather than pinpoint the good in your spouse, you always seem to zero in on the bad and magnify it to such a degree that it crowds out any potential for restoration. Remember the phrase, complain and you'll remain. Hey, I'm preaching to myself too. Could it be the mountain of financial problems? Rather than focus on paying off one single debt, you get so overwhelmed at the pile of bills, the lack of savings, the hope that things will ever change, never improve. Remember, complain and you'll remain. Zig Ziglar said it like this. He said, the more you complain about your problems, the more problems you'll have to complain about. So it's powerful. This is a powerful principle. In fact, David Horsiger, he said his mentor told him 18 years ago, make a commitment to stop complaining for 30 days. He said it absolutely changed my life. Well, he's now best-selling author. His clients are Wells Fargo, the Yankees, people like that. Well, it all began by making a commitment to stop complaining. Well, in the Bible, we see this a lot. Philippians says, do all things without grumbling, fault-finding, and complaining. So that's a pretty clear command. So I want to give you a challenge. Are you ready? I want to challenge you to go 24 hours without complaining. Let's start with this. And it's not easy. I'll be the first to admit it, but I'm telling you, it is a huge key to your breakthrough. In fact, last year, I was getting ready to go on a ministry trip for 1 month over in Europe. And while we're at the airport, I said to my daughter, Cassidy, I said, let's go on a challenge to no complaining. She said, okay, I'm in. So we're literally getting on the plane. And I'm not exaggerating. The moment I made that announcement, I had more opportunities come my way to not only complain, but literally want to throw a pity party. Okay, first thing, on this 9 or 10 hour flight to Scotland, we sat down and get all comfortable in your seat, and the little air blower would not turn off on just my seat. I mean, full-blown air for 9 hours. So I'm like shaking for 9 hours. Then there was some lady rows behind me who kept screaming, and none of us knew why. I mean, I would just start to doze off and I'd hear this scream like the plane was going down. And I have no idea what was going on, so I just kept praying for her. But then after 6 hours, I was like, could someone just give her some ZQL or something? Then we get to Scotland, check in the room, rest a little bit, and then I wanted to go to the gym. So I pull out my brand new tennis shoes that I just got them for this trip. Keep in mind, I'm going to be gone for 1 month. Well, I put them on. One is a size 7 and one is a 7.5. I was like, that is awesome. I mean, Cass and I would just look at each other and say, I'm so grateful I have shoes. I get to go to the gym. I get to wear a blanket on the plane. Even though that woman screamed all the way to Scotland, I get to go see the bagpipes and the men in those little kilts. But do you know, that was the greatest ministry trip we have ever had in Europe. God exceeded our expectations in every way. Here's the thing. A grateful heart is a magnet for miracles. So remember, when we complain, we remain. Every word you speak has some kind of outcome on your life. So think of it this way. On your road to success, what do you want people to hear when you open your mouth? Complaints or gratitude? When you complain, you sound powerless. When you're grateful, you sound powerful. So take the 24-hour challenge of no complaining. And of course, that means don't complain about the rain, the traffic, how your back hurts, how you slept, how much you have to do. Don't complain about anything. And I'm telling you, it will change the direction of your life. So if we want to be grateful, there will always be things to be grateful for. If we want to complain, there will always be things to complain about. The beauty is the choice is up to us. So I hope you enjoyed that. Let's go on that challenge together. And I wanted to mention our YouTube subscriber this week is Karen Gutley. Karen Gutley. She writes, I thank the Lord for your life, Terri. Thank you for sharing your wisdom and experiences. I've been watching your videos for 4 months now on repeat, and each time is a new revelation from God and a boost of encouragement. Praise God, she says. God bless you more and your ministry. Much love from Singapore. Oh my goodness, Karen Gutley. I am so grateful that you're watching and you're enjoying this. And I'm just believing that your life is going to continue to go to the next level. So, back to our topic. Bottom line, when you complain, you remain. And I've found that it is so easy for us to complain without even realizing it. So I have provided for you a free downloadable PDF that will help you to consciously be grateful. I even have challenges in there for you to text 3 people you're thankful for and tell them why. You know, it's been proven that you will actually feel better about yourself after doing that than they even will. So I truly believe gratitude will open doors for you that no man can shut, which is why I want you to download this and apply it now. Just click the link in the description to download your gratitude challenge. And remember, for more consistent teaching and motivation, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. You can find the handles below, or click the little red subscribe button for weekly encouragement. And remember, I'm cheering you on. Thank you for watching. I see means something added to something good.